territory, and they invited Sarraj, they invited also General Haftar. They didn't meet each other, and they refused to have any statement on behalf of them. But I think something succeeded here, that it's something like we will work together, it's linked to the international community. So think same line, think same track, like United States and Russia and Libya. Work together not for any national interest, but for the regional interest. How to make Libya stabilized, not to be like Syria anymore. Algeria and Tunisia, it's my opinion to be honest, they are very caring about reconciliation. You were not part before in this game. And that's why when everybody is getting together right now, I think they are working well with Tunisia and Algeria for the common interest, or the regional interest of Security Council, with its resolution number 2298 of 2016, it has many positive issues, yeah, that's for sure. Like to solve our crisis, yes, for sure. And also to have special representative of the United Nations, Secretary in Libya. We support also the special representative of the Arab League in Libya, and now he has been assigned the judgment. And they urged everybody to work together, and they have this embargo, as I told you, of the army forces, and not to enlarge their force, even to not to receive more arms during the fight. But anyway, this gives the opportunity for the terrorists to increase the expansion. They are not stopped until now. That's why we have to find some way to make a balance between this embargo and to fight terrorism there. I noticed something, it's my opinion actually, that yeah, Egypt is supporting Haftar, and maybe they create something in the future for them. But they believe that we have to work together, as I told you. So they are not against Islamic existence anymore. The point here, try to work together. Try to get the government from Tripoli, get the army from Benghazi, get together, work together as one man. Now we will have not failed state. We will have a country of institutions which can deal with the situation in general. That's why I expect that all parties, as I told you, will convert from being parties to be together. So they will, because they discovered, or they said, or they found it, that now the first priority is strategy. And if the internal factors, if the internal parts inside Libya don't think this way, so regional parties or international parties will never be able to support them in the direction. So if they continue on this track to work together, I'm sure that the Islamic parties will think two options actually. First of all, okay, agree with you, but some other parties, and it's expensive to talk about them, especially who are described like terrorists, will never accept it. Because they would like to deal with the international community from their position, not from a regional position or a state position. No, they want Islamic state or they want Muslim Brotherhood state, so they would like to deal in this way. Not a state including all the parties or the directions. Trump, I saw him on the TV when he was talking to the US African command. Be ready to intervene. I was surprised. But at the same time, he was supporting Haftar, right? And I didn't see any African Union positive role in this case. We have, in African Union, Rapid Action Forces. So how will you start? How will you work in this issue? So if US African Command is ready, and standby force, the African standby force is not ready, and all neighbors countries, I'm sure, they don't want any international intervention, especially military intervention. So it's a little bit confused. However, this support from Mr. Trump as a president to General Haftar right now, maybe it will lead for balance with his relation with Russia. Because I believe that Haftar wants to have a position, wants to have a role anyway. And from my readings, I read that he promised Russia that he will have a military base in Benghazi, which is really very significant, very dangerous, because the United States will never accept that. Or at least we need to have European as well, Spain like that one there to secure their interest. So in this case, I believe that all international community must be careful about that, because really Haftar would like to have a war anyhow. And as I told you, the track is going to be working together. If you want to have a role now, you are part of the problem. But anyway, Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, even maybe Chad and Sudan, they believe very much not to have any forces, even from their own forces, permanently inside Libya. They believe in that. So what about outside? I mean, external countries. They will never accept that. Because it will increase the problem. See the Syria right now. So, let me say it's like conclusion recommendations to tell very quickly. We have to. I remember the first time I talked about that internationally. Originally, let me say it was in June 2015. I was invited by NMITCO, which is NATO Institute for Maritime in Greece and Crete. And I told them, think from north to south and try to let us show you what's going on from south to north. And when you see really the scene from north and from south very clearly, then you will believe that we have to work together. And that's why I was invited by NATO to develop it means a strategy about countering violent extremism, and to work together, NATO and the Middle East working together. So working together is very important, and we have to think about it. And working together means very simple point that common interest is including national interest. And common interest, as you can say, international interest, regional interest, whatever. So working together means that we have these. Be careful with your national interest and try to make it within the international interest or the regional interest. That's why, if you remember when I started with use the United States strategy, when they said influence and profit. So, fine, but what about the others? They have to live in this way. They have to think very well there. So, I believe, that Sukharat has been expired in November 2016. It was for 1 year. But I believe we have to support it. We have to continue supporting it. It's very important, by the way. Because I think this is the only guarantee now to work together to find a solution for the situation. And this kind of, compromising agreement or active agreement together will find solution as well. Supporting the SRSG, of the Secretary General in Libya, is very important. Supporting, as I said, the Arab League representative is very important. As ambassador over there is very important as well. Libyan armed forces must be supported to protect the wealth and the wealth of the country. But at the same time, it must be an institutional country. So the government, as I said before, which is the United government, with the United army, if they are together, then we are on the right track. Last point maybe I can say, I tried to be very quick because time was short. Big impact happened really to the North Mediterranean because of the situation of this illegal immigration increased. I have a recommendation that very important, especially for the military. transnational crimes, as I said before, increase of the number of the refugees, terrorism now, and this kind of instability. Belgium, UK, Germany, France, many terrorist actions happening there. So when we are fighting terrorism in the Middle East and North Africa, we have to be careful about a very important thing. Terrorists will be defeated. It's, by the way, analysis of all international think tanks which I'm dealing with. They will be defeated very soon in the Middle East and North Africa, but which is armed terrorists, not, the sole action terrorists, like suicidal operations or something. It is number one. And when they feel that they are defeated, they have one of the common options. One of them, to go to other folks, to go to other terrorist groups. They will not find any around them. Maybe nobody knows that ISIS is branched from Al-Qaeda. Maybe you know that, is branched from Al-Qaeda. But Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi said what? To Ayman al-Zawahiri. He said, I prayed to select between you and God, and I selected God. That means you are not my leader anymore. So Ayman al-Zawahiri is waiting for the defeating of ISIS, because he's expecting his troops to come to his leadership again. So my recommendation here is strike Al-Qaeda. Don't let them be ready to receive ISIS elements to combat them. The other options for the terrorists to go back to their countries, or illegal immigration to the north. And their countries, not only Arab countries or Asian countries, but European countries. So be careful with the people who will come with fake passports, maybe Libyan fake passports, Syrian fake passports. How is that? Some people died, right? So they take the passport and they have some professionals to do it up now. Change the names, my name is Said, I am dead. Some other one will take my name and then put it in the passport and come to you as refugee. And then they start hidden for some time and then receive the orders, increase the body, and then start fighting. So I think that investigations should work very well with the military in these cases. And the third option